Hi there. In this video, I'll be sharing with you 4 reminders that I try to tell myself in order to have a more positive mindset. My name is Charles, and I'm an aspiring actor, so I know what it feels like to feel rejection. I've questioned my day-to-day life before. I've had many days feeling pessimistic about where my career and life are going. If you've ever woken up feeling stressed, just thinking about all the things you have to do during the day, or if you felt anxiety, worrying if things will go the way that you want them to, or if you've just realized that you've been going throughout your day-to-day life and you haven't been feeling fulfilled or that you've been enjoying yourself, I think that trying to implement a more positive mindset would be helpful for you. For me, it's been helpful to look forward to the things that I have to do, and it's been helpful to think of all the positive outcomes that could potentially happen, and it's been helpful to not take things so seriously and not to judge myself too hard so that I can hopefully enjoy my experiences more and feel more fulfilled when I experience things, even if my experiences don't happen the way I thought that they would happen. Now, there's a difference between having a positive mindset and toxic positivity. Toxic positivity is more of you're strictly looking on the positive side of things and you're looking on the bright side of things to the point where you're not acknowledging when your experiences are maybe unpleasant or unsafe, and you're kind of ignoring those feelings that we label as bad feelings. We're ignoring when we're when we're afraid, when we're angry, when we're upset, when we're sad. All those emotions are okay to have, and it's important for us to acknowledge those feelings and to accept those feelings and to feel those feelings. But I think having a positive mindset is great because you can have those feelings and you can acknowledge that those things are all there. But with a positive mindset, you can also think and focus on what else could be there. I might be feeling sad or upset about something, but okay, what else am I grateful for? Maybe this is teaching me a lesson, or maybe this is hard now, but I'm proud of myself for doing it. So not having a toxic positive outlook, but more of a positive mindset so that you can have a more full experience and that you can be more open to that full experience. So hopefully these 4 reminders will also help you like they've helped me to have a more positive mindset. Reminder number 1, remember that we don't have to, but we get to. I've often fallen into the trap of when someone asks me what I'm doing tomorrow, I think of a long list of things that I have to do and all the time that I don't have to get them done. And it stresses me out and I don't end up having fun doing those things throughout my day. But what if we reframe our mindsets and think about all the things that we have to do as things that we get to do? For example, if someone asked me what I'm doing tomorrow, sometimes I'll get in my head and I'm like, I have to go to the gym early in the morning, and then I have to come back and meal prep for my week, and then I have to learn my lines and prep for my audition, and then I have to go to my restaurant job and work 7 hours, and I don't really want to be there, and then I have to come home late and take a shower and get ready to actually prep my audition and film my audition, and then I'm up late, and then I have to go to bed really late, and then I have to repeat the next day. And it's like, okay, that might be true. I might have to do those things, but what if we reframe that so we get to do all of those things? So breaking it down, like, okay, like I have to get up early to go to the gym. I mean, a year and a half ago, I had a major surgery where I couldn't get out of bed and it was so painful to move and I couldn't leave my house for a month. And I was dying to go to the gym, but I couldn't. I was just in so much pain, and I wanted nothing more than to go for a run or do some light cardio, something to get my body moving because I was just laying there and just hurting. And now, fast forward to now, I'm able-bodied and I complain about not wanting to go to the gym. Like, I have to remember that I get to go to the gym. I get to fuel my body. I get to work it out. I'm able to do this. So wow, what a gift to be able to do that. And that makes me feel a little bit more enticed to go to the gym. It makes me a little bit more, like right now, I get a little bit lit up to go to the gym. So why not have that mindset going into it? And then the second part of the example where was the auditions, like, oh, like I have to learn these lines. I have a lot of pages to memorize. I have to do all the prep for my audition to film later. Like, oh, I have to do this. But me, like 4 years ago, when I wasn't auditioning at all and I didn't have an acting agent, I didn't have footage, I didn't have acting headshots, and I just wanted to like act. I just wanted to like have the opportunity to book a job, no matter how big the job was. I wanted an audition. I wanted any kind of audition, and I would have been so excited to just work on it. Working on the audition itself was just so exciting to me. And now, like when I get auditions, like I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for the auditions. But sometimes I'm like, oh, like I have to do this. I have to prep. I have to learn the lines. I have to film it. I have to get coaching. Like, but what if I think about it as, oh, I get to audition. I get to memorize these lines. I get to tell this story. I get to, if I get coaching, I get to work with somebody else on this. I get to collaborate with someone on this. I get to do something like this. What an opportunity I have. And already, like I get, yes, I have to do it, but I'm more open to it. I'm more open to what else it could be. I'm less tense about it. I'm more excited and I'm having more fun about it. Yeah, and then the third part of that example of what I have to do that day, like I have to go to my restaurant job. Now I don't want to be working at a restaurant necessarily. You know, I want to be pursuing my passions, but you know, I have to pay the rent, and having a restaurant job is pretty realistic and it's a good job to have, honestly, while I'm doing that. And yeah, I have to go to work and I have to serve, and I don't want to be doing it. It's not it's not my number one thing to do on my list. But you know what? Like 5 years ago, my old restaurant job that I had, like I'd wanted to make more money. I had wanted more support at work. I wanted it to be a little bit less stressful, and I wanted to have benefits. I didn't have any health insurance or retirement benefits. But fast forward to now, like this job that I have, I get benefits. Like I get retirement benefits, I get like healthcare. There's a lot of great people at my job. I get a lot of support there. I get way more money at this job. It's flexible, and yeah, what a great position I'm in now. And me before, not that job was a bad job before, but like I would have loved this gig before. And I know a lot of people right now, a lot of artists right now would love this kind of serving job, you know, to have while they're pursuing their passions. So I need to remember that I get to go to this job, and yeah, it's not the thing that I want to be doing every day of my life, but you know, it's not a bad position to be in. I'm making money, I'm around good people, and I get to go there, and that's a great thing. Now, and I'll be less tense about going to work. I'll be less bitter going into work. I'll be less like aggro, you know. And then that last part about what I have to do in my day example would be like, yeah, I have to come home and do my auditions. And again, I get to do the auditions. Even if I'm staying up late to film the auditions, I get to audition for roles that I dream of having, and I hopefully will get there one day. And I get to tell a story. I get to do something that I'm passionate about that fills me up. And yeah, I get that. So if I really like think about my day in that way, I get to go to the gym. You know, I get to learn these lines and prep my audition. I get to go to this job that works out for me, and I get to come home and I get to film this audition and put something down that I'm proud of. And whoa, that's amazing. And so I can go throughout my day and I feel more full and I feel more alive. I feel more excited to do these things, and I'm having fun and I'm open during my day. And yeah, I could also do all those things and have the mindset of, oh, I have to do these things. And yeah, in each mindset, I'll get the things done. But if I think of, oh, I have to do these things, I'm not really enjoying it. I'm kind of like thinking of them as a chore and an obligation, and I'm just not as full with the experience. There's so much more in that experience that I could be feeling. And I think having that positive mindset allows for that. So yes, that is reminder number one, is to remember that we don't have to, but we get to. And reminder number 2 is to remember that the journey is the most important part, not the end goal or the outcome. Sometimes when we get really determined to reach a goal or to achieve something, we get wrapped up in doing things right and we get hyper-focused on reaching that goal that we forget to have fun and enjoy the process along the way. So let's take another example would be I want to climb Mount Everest and reach the top of Mount Everest. Great goal. So to get to that goal, I'm going to train hard. I'm going to work out a ton of hours. I'm going to be strict with my diet. I'm going to research all these routes that I need to take. I'm going to be diligent with my sleep, and I'm going to be on this really harsh schedule. And if that's what it takes, then great. You're determined, great. But when I get to the top, I'm going to feel great. So I'm going to make sure I grind as much as I can and just focus. And when I get to the top, I'm going to have that moment of feeling great. I'm going to be happy when I get to the top because I reached my goal. And I'm going to feel so full when I reach the top. And yeah, you probably will. When you reach the top, you will feel so happy that you did it and you worked hard to get there and it's amazing. And you're going to feel fulfilled from that experience in that moment. But we need to remember that there are so many moments leading up to that. The training, the eating, the sleeping, the researching, the day-to-day grind of it all are all moments that led up to this moment that are important to fill up. And sometimes, I know for me, I've been focused on reaching a dance goal or an acting goal, or I've had this, sorry, there's a plane. I've had this goal of reaching an acting goal, or I've had physical goals that I've wanted to reach at the gym, or if I want to, I don't know, goals. I've had goals myself, and I just I've been hyperfixated on reaching that goal that I kind of forget the process, and I look back on the process and I'm like, was I just suffering that whole time? Was I having fun during that whole time? That wasn't very fun. That wasn't a very pleasant process. But all those moments matter just as much as this one singular moment at the end. So yes, train hard, do all the things, be diligent, be as strict as you need to be, and do the things. But remember what else can be there. Am I having fun? Am I connecting with people? Am I making relationships with people? Great, that's awesome. Am I proud of what I'm doing? How am I feeling during this outside of just being tired and sleepy or exhausted or worried? What else is there to make that experience more full? And for me, being grateful, trying to find gratitude in the moments really help to feel what else is there. Yes, I'm tired and I'm my body's physically tired and emotionally I'm tired and I haven't been able to do other things, but you know what? I'm really proud of what I'm doing. I'm really proud of the discipline I'm putting into this. Or I may not be seeing my friends as much as I did, but who am I seeing now? I'm seeing my coach a lot, and I really love this connection that I'm making, and I'm training with other people maybe, and I'm loving those relationships that I'm making with them, and just learning, like I said, gratitude. And if you're connecting with people, are you learning something that can also snap you into fulfillment, I think? And am I playing? Am I laughing? Yeah, you're taking something seriously, but is there fun in there? Is it too serious, or is there some lightness that can happen in here? So I think that each step of the way should have moments of fun or excitement or pride and thankfulness. I think every moment is what I'm trying to say is it can be more full, even if there's some hard feelings in there too, difficult feelings in there. We want those experiences to be full as we go, because the future isn't real. The future hasn't happened yet. That future end goal of reaching the top isn't here yet. But what is here is this moment now. And then when you're in the next moment tomorrow, that moment is also real. You want to make these moments as we go as full as possible, because that end goal may or may not even happen the way we think it is. What if along the way to the top, I don't really want to, you know what, I don't really want to do this. My coach was talking to me about something and I want to do this instead, actually. Or maybe what if I get hurt and I have to pivot and do something else? Like, at least I was full in those moments leading up to that. But if you're not filling up along the way and enjoying the process and really learning from the process and getting what you can from the process, then you might get to the end goal and not have those moments, or you might not get to the end goal at all and something else might happen. And what do you have to show for it? So the future isn't here, the future isn't real. Just focus on being full in the moment as you go. So yeah, that is reminder number 2, is remember that the journey is the most important part, not the end, not the outcome. And reminder number 3 is to focus on the positive potential outcomes. For me, if you know me, or if you're my therapist, you know that I tend to stress out about things, I overthink things, and I can tend to spiral on things. I remember when I would used to dance, I would just overthink so much. I would think, what if I got an audition, I would think, okay, I have work that day. What if I can't get off work? And I can't go to the audition. That's gonna suck. What's gonna happen? And then when I get the day off, I'm like, okay, I got the day off, but when I get to the audition, what if I don't know the combo? What if I don't know the style? What if I can't do the steps? And then I get to the audition and I can do it, and I'm like, okay, cool. But then I'm like, okay, what if I don't do well in this audition? What if I don't book it? What if I can't? I don't know. What if I don't book it? And I just whatever. And then I think about, okay, well, if I book it, what if I can't get off work those days? What if I can't work the work days? That's gonna suck. What do I do? Just stress, all this overthinking and stress about all the things that could potentially go wrong, and how do I prepare for this, just consumed me. And then the audition would go by, the process and the whole experience would go by, and I'm just I was just stressed that whole time, just thinking about how things could go badly and how I could prepare for those things. And I think it's important to prepare and be ready for if something were to happen, but at some point we need to focus our attention onto all the positive things that could happen, because they could happen. I'm gonna get the day off so that I can go to that audition. I'll get it off, and then when I get to the audition, I'll be able to do the steps. I'll be able to follow along. And you do, and then I'll be able to book it. If I book it, I'll be able to work it. That might not make things happen, but at least you're just more loose and free, and just more able to enjoy the experience however it unfolds. You might not book it, whatever, but at least you were open and loose during it. You weren't me before, just what if this doesn't happen? What if I can't do the steps? What if I don't book it? What if I do book it and whoa, those things could happen, but these things could also happen. These positive things could also happen. So why not focus the energy on okay, well, this could turn out great. I won't be late. This person will show up. I will book this job. I will nail this interview. I will raise more money than I needed. Things will work out in the best case scenario, because they can, all the options are there, and whatever is going to happen is going to happen. So why not just relax and just focus on the good things? Maybe fantasize about it a little bit. Maybe live in this is going to be great. This is going to happen like this, and that's amazing. And that makes me feel happy and it lights me up. Why don't you live in that and fantasize about that? Because if you're going to get the job, or if this is going to happen, it's going to happen. So if you full and you're lit up along the way, and it happens or doesn't happen, hey, you have this whole experience of being lit up and have been full throughout the way, just by thinking and focusing on the positive thing that could potentially be there, rather than, like I said, the other way. So I think it's important to just remember that, yes, anything could happen. Anything could happen. But whatever happened is going to happen, so why not just focus on the the more positive potential outcomes. Just focus on those. Yes, prepare and do what you need to do, but try to live in the positive potential outcomes. And my fourth and final reminder would be to remember that it is not that deep. Okay, I have a record of being a little dramatic. Sometimes I treat my decision making and the decisions I have to make as life and death. I really think that one decision will decide my fate. And it's really rare that that's the case. It's really rare that one decision and one event will make or break you. Like if you think about doctors and athletes and actors, like they didn't reach the level of success that they've reached with one action and one decision. They haven't made it to be who they are by one event. Like with doctors, it's like, okay, these doctors make so much money and they operate on the craziest, operations, and they're super successful, but like they didn't make it and get that salary and get to where they are by just doing that one major surgery. Like, no, they did so much school, and they did small operations. They did a little bit bigger operations after a while, and then a little bit bigger, and then they've worked at this place and learned this thing, and then they've eventually worked up to be to where they are. They didn't just start out there and that one thing, that one decision before, jump started that. And like with athletes, it's like, oh, like this athlete went to the Olympics and they're super successful and they won a gold medal, but like they had so many different decisions to make and different things to do along the way that's the culmination of all of that led them to where they are and to achieving that goal of a gold medal. They had to practice and train every day and do all these local races and then regional races and national races and then the international races and then the Olympics. Like it's never that one make or break moment, like, and if we remember that, all that to say is that if we remember that, like, it's not this one thing, it's not that deep. We don't have to be so tight and rigid and white knuckled and grippy about that one experience or that one decision. Like, it's not that deep. Like, relax and breathe through it and then do the thing, like just do the thing. Like if let's imagine us, just think about you in a sea of people in your state or whatever, and you zoom out and how large that country is and how many people are in that country, and then you zoom out to see the world, the globe, and there's so many people on the globe and doing all their own things, and you're in the middle and there's just so many people. And then you zoom out more and you see the solar system and their planets, and then you zoom out more and then there's the galaxy, and you zoom out even more and the universe is there, and it just makes, you're just so small. And not to say that you're not significant, you're still significant, but you're so small in a web of things that are happening, that are real and are really happening around you. And it just is a good reminder that this one thing that you're doing tomorrow, in the grand scheme of things, is not that deep. It's not make or break. So just don't worry about stressing about it. Don't worry about the negative outcomes that could happen. Don't worry about if you're doing it right. Don't judge yourself. Just do the thing. Don't make it too deep. It doesn't have to be. Just do the thing. Have some fun while you're doing it. Laugh a little bit. Play a little bit. Challenge yourself. Wear something different. Talk to someone different. I don't know. Just be a little silly with it. It doesn't have to be so serious. It can be important and it can be significant and it can be fulfilling, but it doesn't have to be like so deep and draining. Just remember that. I need to remember that. And there we have it. Those are my 4 reminders that I try to tell myself in order to have a more positive mindset. I may not remember those things all the time, and you might not either, and that's okay. But I think the more that we remind ourselves about those reminders, the easier it will be to have that more positive mindset going into our day-to-day life. For me, before, it was so natural to think in a negative way, be pessimistic, not really like be so optimistic. That was my natural way of thinking. But the more we challenge ourselves and the more we remind ourselves to think positively, that neural pathway and that way of thinking slowly becomes more natural, and eventually we'll get to a place where we think of things in a more positive way, and we can live more on this side instead of into the heavy, tight, unfulfilled side. And that's my hope for you. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, I also made a video on embracing and being open to change in your life. If you'd like to see it, I will link it here. So yeah, check it out if you like. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.